Hi, I'm looking to speak to Liam O'Gogan, please.
Speaking.
Hi, my name is Susan Summers. I'm phoning from Lidl Customer Service. We had spoke previously regarding the
Hi,
batteries.
Susan. Yes.
Hi, are you free to talk there?
I am, yeah.
Right. First of all, just apologies again for the delay. There is some technical problems with your file, and we have relogged it twice, and we don't understand why, whether it's the system not accepting the FODA on your surname. We don't know. We have actually passed it on to our international colleagues in Germany to see if they can figure it out. What is happening with your file is every time something is done on it, it's closing itself out, so it's not continually coming back into our open file list. That's beside the point. That really isn't of your concern. All you know is that the issue hasn't been dealt with.
Of course, except that I would hardly imagine that Lidl as an international conglomerate would be upset by a small thing like the Irish vocabulary. I mean, that seems...
I agree.
Anyway,
I absolutely agree.
That's
the
a matter
system
of...
that we use, well, you see, and that's the thing. I have even tried
fine.
With the fathers to see, and first, it's fine with the tests I've done, but for some reason,
just as well I'm not a Muslim or something, isn't it? I mean,
or Chinese, or I wouldn't, something like that. Look, I can't resolve this issue to your satisfaction. I've been told I can't get the batteries, so the best thing I can do, I've been advised that the batteries cost €25. So what I would like to do is send you out a voucher to the value of €60 for our stores to cover the cost of at least one battery, and then obviously give you a gesture of goodwill for the delay and also the way it was handled.
Right. Well, I mean, all I want is batteries, I mean, that's sorry, but I'm happy to, so therefore I need to be able to put into a way that I can get those batteries with that amount of money or whatever,
Yeah.
So if you want to do that, I mean, you need to tell me where I get the batteries. Okay, sorry, go ahead, Susan. Yeah.
You'll have to buy them directly from Compronas.
From who? Yeah, but when you provide whatever information, will you give me a link to whoever I get them from or whatever? I don't know who that is. All right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so
I'll do that. I'll draft up a letter, and what I will do in the meantime is, with your permission, I'd like to send the details over to Compronas, and I'll ask them to contact you, and they can place the order directly with you.
That's okay, yeah, that's fine.
Is that okay?
Right.
So I do apologise. I had hoped to get you replacement batteries, but they have told me no. I've gone to my own accounts department to see if I can purchase them. Unfortunately, I don't have access to the company credit card, so they have said no. So the only realistic way I can resolve this for you is send you a voucher to the value of one battery plus a gesture of goodwill, and ask you to purchase it yourself.
Okay.
So the average cost
to which?
As far as I'm aware, the cost of it is €25, and we had hoped to get you one battery as a gesture, because we do know that one battery will cover both products.
Right. Yeah, sorry, I had pointed out there's two batteries, two problems, right? But anyway, look at, if this is what you're doing, at least let's get clarity on that. If you've agreed to do that, let's do that. Now, the other thing is, I had put in a separate request on a submission form, and I'm not sure if your call to me is as a response to that submission or an email I sent this morning. I'm not sure which. There were two different interventions I made today.
And I think on both occasions that's what popped your file open again.
Okay. Right.
Our managing director is a gentleman called J.P. Scally, John Paul Scally.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've dug him up on the web there today, and again, I've sought to have contact details for him.
You can contact him directly here at head office.
I mean, I have to say, his background is as an industrial engineer. If there's anybody who understands the engineering implications of my complaint and query, surely someone with his background might at least understand that. I mean, just to say to you, I'm involved in men's sheds, and some of the guys have those products, etc. And I mean, they're in continuous shock because lots of these guys use reusable batteries, etc. They find it absolutely facetious, that the responses that I've been given. That's all I'm saying. And if I was in the customer service business, I was concerned about my products in the future. I would certainly be concerned about that, because the last thing, if you're screwing something together, you want is batteries to drop out. I mean, I've no interest in fiddling anybody. The time that this has taken me in terms of energy is far exceeds anything you're going to pay me. So, I mean, Lidl decided to want to listen up, but I just want to feed that data. I want access to how I can feed that feedback to John Paul Scally. So, I mean, if you can provide me with a link or whatever to whatever his channel.
Yeah, we can't. I can't give you an email address, unfortunately. But what I can do is I can give you a postal address, and if you address it directly to him, he will receive it.
Okay. Will you include that then in an email you might send to me, just confirming what we've talked about? Would you do that?
I will, certainly.
Okay.
I will.
Okay.
All right. Now, unfortunately, I do have to wait until tomorrow until International come back to me and release your file again. But I have marked it on my diary that it's the first thing to do. So just so we're clear, we've agreed that I'm going to send you a €60 voucher that I will ask Companas to contact you to arrange them taking the order for the new battery, and I will include John Paul Scally's name and his contact address in the email.
Okay, and you might set out some explanation for whatever the explanation is about whatever appears to have happened, my reminders or whatever. Right? I mean,
it is a technical issue that we have highlighted with our international colleagues in Germany. I can't give an explanation as to why your file was closed. It was because I recall speaking to you a couple of weeks ago,
sure, yeah.
And that was the arrangement that we were going to try and get replacements batteries. We tried and we passed the file on to our purchasing department. It was closed, and the file was closed, and unfortunately we were unable to get the batteries, and it's only when you contacted us today that it sparked something on the system and it reopened the file and we were able to get access. But as far as I was concerned, this issue was closed.
Right. Can I just ask you, I mean, if you were in my position as the recipient of the service, would you be a happy customer? I mean, that's really ultimately what reasonableness is based on. Okay, so as long as we've got clarity where I'm coming from, and I'm not apologetic at all in terms of my demanding of a reasonable service. I mean, I did understand from you that you would revert to me. I mean, you didn't do so. Well, I mean, I don't know what is an explanation for that or otherwise, but I mean, and again, if Lidl decided to want a process, that's fine. But I still maintain an expectation of quality from Lidl. I mean, that's something that I think it comes from my, in continued involvement over the years with German engineering and the quality standards that they operated to, and they're quite admirable. And in my view, I've been surprised as much as anything else that this has been my experience with Lidl at this point. Okay.
I absolutely agree, and I certainly am going to offer any feeble explanations. There was a problem, and for that I certainly do apologise. It wasn't handled correctly. I don't know why. It was a system error, which sounds really silly because it has nothing to do with your issue. Yeah,
that's what it sounds
It
like.
has nothing to do with your issue whatsoever. And there was a delay, and I certainly do apologise. But we couldn't foresee it and we couldn't control it, and there is no explanation, and I hope you do accept our apologies. But I will do everything that you have asked me, and what I might do is give you a buzz in a day or two just to make sure everything has worked and you've received my email and my letter and my vouchers and the information that you have requested.
Okay, Susan, thanks very much for getting back to me. Okay,
no
appreciate
problem.
it.
Thank you for taking the call.
All right.
Bye.